Welcome, and from the Jack Morton Auditorium of the George Washington University in Washington, D.C., welcome to the debate among the presidential candidates or their designated surrogates for the presidency of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. I'm Harold Meyerson. I'm the editor-at-large of the American Prospect magazine and an op-ed columnist for the Washington Post, and I am joined tonight by two terrific journalistic colleagues. To my left, Michelle Amber, who is a senior reporter for the BNA Daily Labor Report and Labor Relations Week, and to my right, Ryan Grimm, who is the DC Bureau Chief of the Huffington Post. And the candidates of whom we will be asking questions tonight, I'm going to introduce the candidates, then I'm going to go through the rules, and we will, at that point, begin the debate. From my left, we have Ken Hall, candidate for Secretary-Treasurer on Jim Hoffa's slate. Ken Hall joined the Teamsters in 1972. He's a member of Local 175 from Charleston, West Virginia, and is an international vice president at large and heads the Teamsters package division. In the middle, from my left or right, in the middle is Sandy Pope, who joined the Teamsters in 1978. She comes from, she is president of Teamster Local 805 since the year 2004, and she's a candidate for president. 5 years ago, she was a candidate for Secretary-Treasurer of the Teamsters. And the gentleman over here, Fred Giguere, joined the Teamsters in 1970, I said 1977, I may have that backwards.
72.
72, and you joined in 77, right?
76.
76, what the, okay. Fred Giguere, who is president of the Wisconsin Teamsters Joint Council 39, longtime Teamster official and candidate for president of the Teamsters Union. Now, what's going to happen is the candidates have drawn for the opening and closing statements. The opening statements, each candidate is entitled to a 90-second opening statement, and each candidate will be given at the conclusion of the debate 2 minutes for their closing remarks. In between the opening and the closing, the panelists and some members of the audience who've written out questions will be posing questions to the candidates. The candidate who was asked the question gets 90 seconds to answer, and then the other two candidates each get 45 seconds to respond. And I might add, if one of us on the panel feels obliged to follow something up, we're going to do that. So everyone has been warned. And when the candidates have 15 seconds to go until their allotted time, whatever it may be, is up. I'm sorry, tell me your name again. Kaylin? All right, Kaylee will lift the yellow sheet. That means you got 15 seconds. And the red sheet, which is more of a pink sheet, it means your time is up. I'll let you finish your sentence, but I won't let you finish your paragraph. So that's how that's going to go. So the order that the candidates had picked by lot at the beginning, the opening statements, each candidate gets 90 seconds. The order begins with Fred Giguere will go first, Sandy Pope will go second, Ken Hall will go third. So welcome to you all, and Brother Giguere, you're on.
Thank you, Harold. Good evening, everybody. I want to thank the university for hosting this great debate, but The big problem we have here tonight is that where's Jim Hoffa? I think this past weekend we've seen Jim Hoffa on cable network boasting his power, boasting his unity, boasting himself like he's a fighter. Far thing from the truth. Jim Hoffa has deserted his own membership. Why am I saying that? Because look at his record. He leaves the members on the street that take on corporate America that are fighting for their pension. It happened in Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois. He's not fighting for the multi-employer pension funds. What's he doing? He's dividing local against local, union against union. This is criminal as far as I'm concerned. He should be up here on this diocese and answering to the membership. He's afraid of the membership. Jim Hoffa does not have a record that he can boast about. He's not organizing in the core industry. He's closing down departments. In 2010, we took in $172 million and spent $212 million. He got caught trying to bribe 3 people that were on my slate, running with me, supporting me, and would have cost the membership over $1 million in dues money. This has to stop. This is not the reputation the Teamsters were born to be known for. This organization is proud, it's militant, but we always were superior in our collective bargaining agreements. Nobody has any use of the Constitution anymore to fight for Article 12, Section 10, where there should be parity in the industry. What's happening with our public sector? Everybody's talking about war on workers. Yeah, there's a war on workers, but there's a war on the membership by Jim Hoffa in this union. And if he disagrees with me, why ain't he here tonight? The membership is hungry for leadership, and he's not providing it.
Okay, Mr. Jaguar, your time.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, next, the opening statement from Sandy Pope.
Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to thank the moderator, panelists, guests, and all the Teamster members for the opportunity to talk with you tonight about the future of our union. This election is about choosing our general president for the next 5 years. Ken Hall is not in that race, but Hoffa knows that after 13 years, members have had enough of his empty promises, so he sent Ken here as his stand-in. I feel bad for you, Ken. Defending Hoffa's record, I wouldn't want that job. Over the last 13 years, Teamster members have faced concessions and pension cuts. Hoffa gave concessions to UPS when the company was making record profits. Management dominates the grievance procedure and is walking all over the contract. In the freight industry, Hoffa has driven our union over a cliff. The Central States Pension Fund is on the brink. Corporate America has launched a full-scale attack on working people. Teamsters in every industry are looking for action plans from our international union to help us fight back. We need a general president who will be a field general, not an empty talker-in-chief. I look forward to the opportunity tonight to lay out my vision and my plans for our union. We face tough times, but there's nothing wrong with our union that can't be fixed with what's right with our union.
All right, the third opening statement comes from Ken Hall.
Good evening. I'm Ken Hall, candidate for General Secretary-Treasurer on the Hoffa Hall 2011 slate. I'm representing our team in this debate, and you're entitled to know why. If you choose to entrust our team with leadership of this union for another term, you will elect officers who will work together to tackle the difficult issues that are confronting all of us. For the past 72 hours, Jim Hoffa has been the target of right-wing forces in the Tea Party and the Republican Party. He has been vilified on Fox News for speaking the truth, but Jim Hoffa won't back down. But I'll be damned if I would support him coming to this debate to have the two of you who have been sitting on the sidelines in this battle for America's workers attacking him, giving our enemies like Fox News and Rush Limbaugh more ammunition. Our members know where he stands because he's been fighting for them every day for the past 12 years. On the picket lines, in Congress, at organizing rallies, and on Wall Street, Jim Hoffa defends our members and fights for them. I'm proud of our record. Even in this economy, we've organized 130,000 new members and used all the resources of this union to protect our members in industries that have been hardest hit during the recession. And I'm going to spend the next hour talking about the plan and vision that the Hoffa Hall slate has for the next 5 years. If my opponents have real proposals or real alternatives to what we've done, let's discuss them. Because all I've heard from them is criticism, not a single plan. There's going to be a union after this campaign is over. Let's see if we can spend the next hour discussing ways to make it better rather than tearing it down.
All right, we have opening statements. Hopefully we got applause out of our system until the closing statements. The first question goes to Sandy Pope, and it comes from me. Fred Jaguar alluded to organizing in core industries in his question and in his opening statement, and some of the partners that the Teamsters have in Change to Win have made a big deal about trying to get a certain level of density in core industries. The Teamsters have something of a reputation for organizing just about anything anywhere. And you've spoken about the Teamsters organizing more strategically. Do you think there's some workers, some industries that Teamsters shouldn't organize, and should there be more focus on just sort of the core industries where Teamster workers work? But are there any workers that Teamsters shouldn't organize?
Probably, but I think that a lot of workers come to the Teamsters anyway to join us because we are the strongest union out there. I think that we do have to focus on core industries, and the way that we do it is by enforcing our contracts in our core industries, which hasn't been happening. Our members are getting shellacked out there, and once that we start to turn our attention to enforcing our contracts at UPS, in freight, at Waste Management, in the grocery industry, then those members will be our best organizers out there, and we'll be able to build. We have lost more jobs than we have gained in organizing because we have not been focused on protecting the jobs that we do have in those industries.
Okay. You each get 45-second responses. Ken Hall, are there some members, some folks out there that Teamsters shouldn't organize? And have the union been focused sufficiently on the Teamsters core industries?
Well, I agree with Sandy. This is the strongest union under Jim Hoffa's leadership. But no, we represent, and we pride ourselves in representing everyone from A to Z, airline workers to zookeepers. And I don't think we're going to change that. But when we talk about the core industry, let's talk about what that is. We organize UPS Freight, which is the largest organizing. That's a core industry for us, in case some folks don't understand that. We organize freight. We have brought we organize CSI with that same company. So it is true that when workers are satisfied, they go out and help us do that. But yes, I mean, we're organizing the core industry every day. I think perhaps Sandy is confused with her local where the membership has actually declined. We've organized 130,000 workers in 3 years, even in this recession.
Okay, time there. Fred Jaguar.
Yeah, we organize anybody from A to Z. Anybody who knocks on our door, we should be organizing them. But the core industry is valuable to the current membership within the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, whether it be in the private sector, the public sector, the rail industry, the airline industry, whatever industry it is, we have to pay attention, because what happens is that if you've seen what happened with deregulation, we've lost a lot of our clout because a lot of our employers went out of business. And in 1980, when it was passed, we got hurt big time. So we have to concentrate on organizing the unorganizing. No excuse. Hoffa has not had a game plan to organize in the core industry since he's been in office, period.
Okay. The next question comes from Michelle Amber, and it goes to Ken Hall.
Thanks. When he was challenging Ron Carey for the Teamsters presidency, Jim Hoffa challenged Carey to debate. Since he was elected president, though, this is the third debate, one in 2001, one in 2006, and now tonight, the President Hoffa has ducked. Where is Jim Hoffa, and why isn't he here tonight?
First of all, you're right that Jim Hoffa did challenge Ron Carey, and as I recall, Ron Carey declined to do that. Where Jim Hoffa is tonight is where he needs to be. If anyone has picked up a newspaper or turned on the TV, you would find that he's all over the country fighting for our workers and fighting against these right-wing politicians and folks at Sandy's favorite station, Fox News, to make it clear and to be talking about what's most important to our members. It's about our pensions. It's about our health care. And you know what else? He's been working with folks because right now the number one thing our members need is to have jobs. It's about jobs, jobs, and jobs.